Actinias belong to the Talixian group of organisms. They are very large and monstrously violent creatures primarily inhabiting the Megori forest, Thechan, and other similar biomes. The name Actinia comes from the scientific name pertaining to Earth's oceanic Actiniidae. This categorizes them as land-dwelling sea anemone within Tal's Talixian biology. Actinias are one of Tal's most dangerous creatures. With an incredible amount of durability and stamina, Actinias are capable of stampeding at great speeds for extended periods of time before needing to rest. Featuring a large elephantine body, most Actinia are equivalent or larger than the average elephant. Similar to Earth's odd-toed ungulates, Actinia are capable of supporting their own body weight without the need of dragging their bellies or taking periodic breaks from movement. Their head faces forward with a large collection of eyes positioned across the front, giving them a form of binocular vision. This wide field of view gives Actinia near-perfect situational awareness. The mouth of an Actinia, hidden within its tentacles, possesses large teeth and is similar to that of a Dondoko. Their mouths, however, are horizontal compared to the vertical mouths of Dondokos. Adorning their crown rests an additional nest of tentacles. These tentacles are very dexterous and prehensile, giving them variable reach and the ability to grasp, much like an elephant's trunk. This includes pinning and grasping their prey. The muscular structure of these tentacles is similar to the anatomy of a Dondoko's legs, allowing Actinias to sense vibrations. If you have read episode 3 of the Villus manga, At the Festival, you may have seen how strong an Actinia can be as the beast used its powerful tentacles to lift its body over the walls of the arena into the crowd. Tal is a world filled with creatures of varying sizes. The Actinia may be large in comparison to the Eltis, much like how an elephant is a large animal compared to us humans on Earth. But there are other animals on Tal that can dwarf even the Actinia. Because of this, Actinias can use startle display or dynamic behavior to scare or trick its enemies into believing it is larger than it may appear. This mechanism is accomplished using the large balloon-like lumps located on the animal's upper back. These balloon-like lumps inflate when the Actinia inhales a deep breath of air when it feels threatened. An Actinia may also utter an incredibly loud guttural roar, adding to the animal's intimidation tactics. Actinias also possess a biological ink stored in sacs or tanks located on their legs. Most Actinias may have upwards of 4 or more of these, which varies between each Actinia. The pigment of these inks and their properties also vary between individual Actinias. Note: if you can successfully remove the ink tissue without damage, it may continue to produce ink if provided proper nutrition, operating almost as a separate entity from the host organism. Actinias enter the world as larvae, resembling an octopus or spider. In this larval stage, Actinias will hide beneath the ground, catching their prey as they pass by. This type of behavior is similar to the bobbit worm or trapdoor spider found here on Earth. The infant Actinia possesses a dorsal maw which they can use to latch onto the roots of trees, parasitically feasting on sap like blood. This dorsal maw will close, fusing together as the Actinia reaches adulthood. Actinias are an omnivorous species, but can be found frequently preying on other Talixian creatures and their meat. Actinias have a strange relationship with the Eltis people, as their meat has a hard, rubbery texture said to have an insipid flavor, though some of the creature's body parts cannot be eaten by the Eltis. Because of the Actinia's large size, their parts are harvested more for materials than food, though some regions consider the animal a delicacy and salt the meats, selling them at high prices. In prior Shigu lands, Northerners would eat the edible section of an Actinia, but even they knew the value of the creature. Those in the Brave clans would consider Actinias as big game trophies, rather than food eaten for pleasure. The capture of an Actinia may bring in quite the eager buyer, as Eltis folk will sometimes bid over various cuts of meat or the entrails of these creatures. Much like Earth, Tal has its own meat processing industry. This industry includes guilds and associations that work together or rival each other in order to process and meet the demands of viscera, meats, assorted organs, and skins or leather to sell in the markets. It can take a large party or group to bring down such a large beast as an Actinia. As seen in the comic, the Actinia continue to stampede while being impaled by several spears. Even trained warriors had a difficult time bringing down the beast. In Japanese, the name for Talixian Actinia was previously sea anemone, but has been changed to Shishibukuru, which translates to lion pot, though it still retains the traits of a sea anemone in Tal's biology. The name comes from the Actinia's appearance, its tentacles resembling the mane of a lion and the balloon-like ink sacs being the pot. Because of this, actinias are treated as the lion equivalent in Japanese meanings. The actinia fulfills similar roles to both the lion and the elephant while being categorized as a creature with sea animal characteristics, like the sea anemone and octopi,